Alabama. It's a surprisingly large, beautiful store in the middle of a little town. Kimberly's about the size of the place I grew up in. I know we didn't have any superstores in little tiny Roanoke, Alabama growing up. We did have a nice little furniture store, but it wasn't a third of this size. This place is huge. Been sitting here staring at all this stuff. I wish I had more time to do some real shopping, but we'll just come back here on the weekend sometimes and really – that's some advice I would give you too. We have such a large coverage area geographically, and so some of y'all have to drive up. It's a pretty good drive to get to Kimberly. So give yourself time, and it's worth it. It's totally worth that drive to come all the way here to get all this selection in one place, these quality brands you're going to know, all this style, the customization, the custom ordering, these wonderful people, easy parking. You're not even dealing with traffic. I remember one time John pointed out, you don't even hit a red light when you get off the interstate. You just drive right over here off exit 280. So come see us at Lanius, and their Labor Day sale is going on through the end of Labor Day, and it's already started. I'm going to pull Reggie in over here. Reggie, let me just get you to – you might want to pull that mic up. You're taller than a 13-year-old kid. Yeah. Appreciate you having us out again tonight. Let's just run back through how that sales works again as we get this hour started and what all you got going on. And maybe there's something specific you want to tell us about.
Well, there's multiple things going on here. So we have basically buy more, save more. So there's different tiers, and the more you buy, the more discounts you get. But we've also I went through yesterday and marked some stuff down 50%, some stuff down 25%. So we've got, the main thing is we've just got good deals. Everything's on sale. Mattresses are on sale. Labor Day, Memorial Day and Labor Day are always good sales periods.
Got to do that mattress thing, yeah.
For mattresses and furniture.
How did that happen? Why did that take off?
I don't know. Thing? President's Day is the same way. So it's just like all big mattresses got together and said, "Hey, we're
big mattress."
Big
they
mattress,
had a meeting.
Yeah. They got together and said, "Hey, we're going to. This is when you need to go." So.
What I love about your mattress section over there is, I've said this a lot on the radio, but you honestly have more on display than a lot of whole mattress stores. You just got a lot of stuff to look at.
Just for the size of our showroom, that allows us to show a lot of different mattresses. I mean, we've got Stearns & Foster if you like a higher end traditional mattress. If you like a Tempur-Pedic, we've got Tempur-Pedic. We've got a brand that's made over in Rome, Georgia that we sell a lot of. That it's a family-owned company. They make a really nice mattress, made really similar to a Stearns & Foster. So just good selection. Kind of a price for everyone.
That's awesome
out there.
Well, I know we'll be back just picking up some odds and ends, and for those of you who don't need a house full, but maybe you just need lamps. I must be looking at 200 lamps out here on the floor right now. Or you just need, like us, at some end tables and some organizational pieces. All of it's right here on the floor and ready to go.
Yeah, so, we do not only do we have furniture, but, and mattresses. We do have, a good selection of lamps and accessories and rugs. You can't see them right now. But,
they're right behind me, but y'all got a pretty good rug selection, too.
So, we try to have a little bit of everything. So, and we're open Monday through Saturday. So, y'all, if you couldn't get out here today, come out here tomorrow and shop with us. And the sale's going to be going through Labor Day, so we're just kind of getting kicked off today. So if you didn't make it today, don't feel like you're going to miss out on something.
And one more time about those immersive recliners. First time I'd heard of that. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. Tell me about those again.
So, I got it set up over there. I can show it to you before you leave. But so you've got in the headrest, you've got speakers that fold up around you. You've got bass subwoofer in there, but you also have a device that will actually shake the seat. And you can dial that up or down, depending on what your level is. But we turned on a movie a while ago, and it's like being at the movie theater.
Ride the movies.
Yeah. But so that immersive sound is something you'll see more and more of in furniture over the couple
I'm even
of years.
thinking with football. We're 2 weeks out, so they got this Saturday, maybe next Saturday, to take advantage of it. But It'd be nice to have a pair of those or a couple in a football
Yeah,
room and,
yeah.
and
I mean, you
watch it that way.
feel like you're getting hit, you know.
Yeah. Oh man, well look, Reggie, thanks for having us over.
Hey,
and,
appreciate you.
Y'all come up here anytime. We'll be here for another, 45 minutes, and lots of folks have swung by. We're a little bit further back in the store than we usually set up, so we're back here in the back part. So y'all come and see us if you want to. It's Lonnius Furniture Company. Again, LonniusFurnitureCompany.com if you want to get online and look at some of the brands. Let me talk about, I'm going to give you all beauty shots. You don't have to look at our big old selves. Let me talk about Hueytown Pawn real quick, and then I got to get some headlines in here because Tommy reached out a little while ago. They did just get, this has been really confusing for the industry since last week about this time when a ruling was allowed to stand. I'm trying to simplify this story for people that are trying to figure it out, that allows certain sound suppressors to be purchased without the old hoops that were required since I think the 30s for different companies. The bottom line is to be able to sell one of these under the law that we understand right now, based on legal advice, you have to be directly connected to one of the parties in that original case. Some gun manufacturers aren't. Some are being cautious and just they're not going to fool with it until there's clarity. Tommy got some legal advice that the brands they have, which are connected to the case, are eligible for you to go by and just pick one up. You just fill out the normal background forms that you fill out when you buy a normal gun. So that's changed the world for the 2A people. And y'all crowded him out last week, bought out everything they had at Hueytown Pawn, and he just got, let me pull his text up and give you all the latest on this. They just got some more in that are on the, I'll just call it the eligibility list. And so they did have a whole pallet of AR-12s come in. Y'all also love those. Y'all loved those last time. And let me see how many. So he only got, this is going to, I'm not trying to create FOMO. I'm just telling you, he only got 27 of these things in that are on the eligibility list. What I'm trying to tell you with that is if you drive all the way over to get one, it may not be the caliber you want, it may not be the one you want, but just letting you know, for right now, they've got these things on the shelves. They got the AR-12s. It's a cool little gun shop. Y'all go see them. See what you think. Get to know Tommy. They're so resourceful about getting in some pre-owned things and unique deals from time to time, and we're here to tell you about them. It's Hueytown Pawn there on Brook Lane Drive in Hueytown. All right, a couple of quick headlines as we kind of mosey on through the afternoon. I just saw a story where Fauci's lawyers have set up like a GoFundMe for his legal fund. Do you really think people? I guess people are going to give to that. All these Hollywood celebrities and people that, by the way, the lawyers want to get paid, right? So you've got all these Hollywood celebrities and elitists that look down their noses at the rest of the world. They still want to believe Fauci was right, despite all the evidence. But he's being heavily pursued by these states, and as more and more comes out legally, despite the the Biden auto pen nonsense pardon, he's got some exposure. So now they're setting up a fund. We'll see what happens to the fund. Nowadays, everybody with a whiny, bitchy complaint gets a fund on GoFundMe or GoSendMe or whatever those things are. I wish there was a fund that I could contribute to put his ass in prison. I mean, I know the taxpayers will pay in each state to pursue him, but I'd like to contribute somehow. It'd make me feel a little better. I got $100. I bet we could outraise the defense fund. I bet we could. Private money. Somebody should do it. Maybe I should do it. Private money being raised to assist in the prosecution of this sleazebag villain of our time, Anthony Fauci. How about them apples? All right. We got that. And I'll get into this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to save this story for next hour because this always brings out some interesting calls whenever we talk about, believe it or not, the death of Princess Diana. Despite whether you're a royal watcher or not, her death has always been the subject of a lot of scrutinized, intense controversy. And there's a new Netflix, I guess it's kind of a documentary, mockumentary, I'll have to look it over, that's out now about, and some new stuff's coming to light about how she was killed in that car wreck. It really did shock the world. We'll talk a little bit about that next hour. I might even spend some time watching this because I'm curious. But we'll throw that on the table here in just a minute, too. 545, you want to get in on it, 545-9950. One of our other sponsors, of course, is EcoView Windows and Doors. What a great company. Becky Jackson and her team come out and button you up. If you've got those single pane windows on your house, man, you don't need single pane windows on your house. That means you're wasting, on average, this is an average number, 35% of your money's literally going out the window. I grew up in a house like this, painted shut, old 1920s construction. Some of the windows were original. They were a little warpy from all those years. And, man, I can't imagine how leaky that house was. And you're just paying more. There's payback in saving on your bills. You also save in that it keeps the stress load on your heating and air lower. That's a good thing. So you're not wearing out your heating and air system trying to keep up with your leaky house. There may even be some tax incentives in it. Sometimes when you're preparing your taxes, you'll see questions about that. If you spent money on making your home more efficient, look to your tax preparer, and Becky Jackson and her company might even have some advice on what to look for. You might save a little money there too. Plus, your home's more beautiful. The window's open. You can let fresh air in. It's a safety thing. You can get out in an emergency if you can get the windows open. It's EcoView Windows. They back everything they do with guarantees and warranties. And ask her about how that 35% guarantee works. EcoViewWindows.com. EcoViewWindows.com. Man, I've been meeting the neatest people during the breaks. AJ, this guy just came in. He was so nice, and his wife hand wrote letters to some of us at the station. So the first thing we asked him is, is this hate mail? Because usually that's all we get.
Yeah.
Well, we always get these anonymous where these cowards will send nasty things and they don't sign them, and they type them like it's a hostage letter. This lady wrote a very sweet letters, and I've got them right here. And the question is, do I just go ahead and read Richard and Val's and Andrews, or do I just wait and give it to them and be nice about it?
I mean, they wouldn't give you that respect.
Richard Dixon would completely read my letter on the radio. He would.
So would Andrew.
Andrew would totally read that letter on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I'm better than them, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to deliver these to the station like I promised. Because and she wanted to remain anonymous, but I did get her name out of her husband for a second. So anyway, that was kind of fun. Appreciate everybody that's come by. Y'all are so sweet to be patient. When we're sitting here live, I know it looks a little boring. We're just kind of sitting here talking, but usually I can catch up and chat during the breaks, and folks have been patient to hang out and wait, and I appreciate that whenever we're doing these things. I was kidding with Reggie back in the days when radio was a little more fully staffed, shall we say. We'd have 5 people on our crew when we go out and do these remotes, including AJ. AJ, the minute I got here, everybody wanted to know where you were. Everybody that's walked up wants to know where you are. But it's one of those things we're just not staffed in a way where anybody can do AJ's job while he gets to come out and do these things. So, but yeah, we'd have Orlando with us and 4 or 5 salespeople, and a technical support and all this, and promotions people. But the whole business has changed. So here I am, one-man band in this thing, man. One of my old friends, or a guy I know through associated friends in the TV business, popped by. He was a producer at one of the local stations, so I know everybody he knows, and we were catching up. And he was sort of tripping out. I'm sitting here switching TV cameras. So it's the world now. Everybody's doing it. All right, so let me go back to that shot. I like that one better. Let's talk about this Princess Diana thing, because look, I can give or take the royals, but there's something about the way she just suddenly died in the midst of all that controversy that's always left questions, and the loose evidence that's been associated with it, just to paint a conspiracy theory. And we used to do conspiracy theories all day long on Fridays. It's some of it. I guess the simplest issue is, remember the story was her driver drank too much at the bar. She and her boyfriend made a last-minute change of plans. I think they were going back to his apartment or something, and the paparazzi chased them, as they always did. They went out a different door to avoid them and ditched the paparazzi, I think, for a second. Then they figured out which car they were in and caught up with them. But this driver, his name was Henry Paul, was considered just smashed drunk at the time, and they blamed his inebriation and the high rate of speed for that wreck. And if you remember how it went, they were in I want to say it was a Mercedes, and they went through a tunnel, kind of a underpass, and hit one of the pillars and killed her in the crash. I think it killed Fayed as well. And so now Netflix has a new piece on it that's coming out this weekend. Some of you may have seen it. I don't know. I'm pretty busy this weekend, but I may carve some time out just to take a look at it. But it's called Celebrity Crime Scene. It must be a series or something they do. Princess Diana. And so what the tease was on this thing, got my attention a little while ago, was they said this Henry Paul may not have been drunk at all. So how did we get the information that he was? So now I got to know. So I may watch it. I don't know. We'll see what y'all think about it. There are always these cases that'll come up where there are going to be questions forever about, do we know the truth? And this is clearly one of them. What was that, the mid-90s, mid to late 90s when all that happened? Here's Dan on line 3. Let's get some phone calls in here. Dan, what's going on with you?
Hey, not much, Leland. I wanted to talk about mesh radios if you had time.
Sure.
All right. So I think the best thing to start the conversation is to say mesh radios is a unregulated as well as off-grid communication network.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of deep. It's kind of a deep subject, but a lot of people in the audience use radios every day. We talk on our phones, and
Yeah.
that phone sends radio signals to talk to the other phone, and mesh radios is like seriously a power amplifier for people that are off grid. Very recently, in the past month, we had a AT&T shortage in Alabama, and in that state, you could definitely talk to each other about radio. About like mesh radios.
Are those the same? Is that the same spectrum back when we had those push to talk walkie-talkie phones? Is that old system? They're just using it for emergency communication, or is it new technology?
No, Leland, it's not. It's not. To answer your question, it is not push to talk radio networks. This radio frequency that this technology works off is very similar to your garage door opener, right? Like you hit your garage door opener and it raises the garage door. On that frequency 915, you can actually establish a network of off-grid communications, and it's unregulated because the government thinks that, hey, this shouldn't be pursued because there's no money in it, but it opens up a lane for a lot of people to build private networks. So off grid, let's say the like worst case scenario, if something happens and I can't talk to my wife on my cell phone, the average people don't realize is like, hey, we're still on radio, but now our cell phone radios don't work. But this is 915 megahertz long range, and it builds a self-healing network, and and you can talk to each other. It's off grid. It's a big deal, and I wish a lot of people knew about it.
Where do you get the radios to actually do this kind of communication?
So you can get the radios on Amazon. Look up the leading technology is called the LilyGo T-Deck, and you can buy them on Amazon for like $100. And these nodes that they work off, if you think about your cell phone, that they work off a cell phone and then a repeater, you can buy these nodes for like $75 and establish your own network. You can buy them on Amazon or Alibaba from China direct for like half the price.
Chinese mesh radios. Well, I don't know. Thanks for the tip, Dan. Appreciate it, buddy.
You're welcome.
I saw a thing yesterday. It's something I didn't know about. You ever use these DeWalt type drills, these cordless 20-volt drills? They actually make an inverter. They can convert that to like a wall plug. Y'all know what I'm saying? So if your power were to go down, you needed your computer or even like a little Starlink or something like that. You can plug one of your battery drills, one of your drill batteries into this inverter, and you got power. What? Where's that been all my life? All right, y'all, 5:35, Leland Live. Let's do this thing. Stockton Mortgage. Tom Salt, he's always usually pretty tied up on Fridays, but they're trying to wrap up the week's business. And I can tell you plenty about these guys and their ability to help. You know, one of the frustrations a lot of us have nowadays is just the impersonal service when you reach out to a business. Like, you wouldn't get that here at Lonnie's Furniture. It's populated with actual people that are here to help. And in the mortgage business, I'm telling you, if you're just trying to, like, I don't know, find today's interest rate, it's been dropping a little bit, and you just want to be up to speed, maybe trying to figure some math out yourself. If you ever put your data in on one of those aggregators online that say, we'll give you the day's latest rates, but first you got to tell us everything you're doing and give us your mom's maiden name and your passwords. Anyway, you'll be inputting a lot of stuff, and they know what you're up to, and you're going to get hounded. It's an endless hounding from these bots and automated calls, and the whole industry, it seems, will come after you. Don't even go down that rabbit hole. Just pick up the phone, go to the savewithstockton.com, find their phone number, reach out and call them. A human will answer. You might get a voicemail, and they'll get back with you, and then you can just have a conversation. Maybe you're not ready to pull credit and do all the formalities, but you want to know what's possible. Can I cash out enough to do this build? Can I cash out enough to pay for Christmas before we put it on credit cards or get rid of some bad debt? They can start sort of spitballing with you on all that. First-time home buyers, everything in the mortgage world. They're ready to help. Good folks over there. Stockton Mortgage, SaveWithStockton.com, SaveWithStockton.com. I'm going to drag my buddy John back into this thing. John, I'm over here sitting. I got lazy. Usually I stand during the show. I'll stand up since you're standing up. No, I'm going to stay sitting here. Let me get this little we got a fool with cameras today, so let me get this shot over here so we can get. But I'm going to have to stand up because you're so tall.
I might break it. I don't know.
There we go. I think both of us are in that shot now. AJ, we looking good? We looking fly?
Looking good.
We looking fly for white guys. John and I can talk about anything for hours, so I was just like, I'm going to drag you into the last half of the show. I was just talking about this Princess Diana thing. Did you ever follow all the controversy about when she got killed, when she died in that wreck?
Yeah, she's kind of one of those. I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's funny. We were talking about Conway Twitty, of all people.
All right.
Some of those people, like celebrities, where you remember where you were when you heard the news.
Yeah.
Princess Diana is one of those.
That was so shocking.
I was heading down 65 down to Montgomery and heard it on the news and could not believe it. I mean, because young, beautiful, she was just everything, and I always thought Charles was kind of an idiot to let that go. But
she was one of the last, like, real likable people in that whole family. I guess the Queen. Everybody loved the Queen.
Yeah, it's kind of been downhill for them since then. The Queen was okay, but she was sort of unreachable. But yeah, Diana, man, that's from 97. So what's that, 30?
Yeah, I was wondering what, I can't
30
remember
years
the
ago.
year. I knew
It was 97.
Mid to late 90s. I remember us watching the funeral. I had a very young child. I remember trying to keep him quiet because we all watched that funeral. That was just And watching her son
and kind of wondering, you
behind the
remember the
casket.
day or two before what the royal family's role in that was going to be, and
Yeah. Oh,
whether
yeah.
they would participate and all, and they kind of saw the writing on the wall and
It's
were
like-
like, yeah, we better.
The public was turning on them.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of some of that, too. Well, there's a new Netflix. I don't know much about it, but I popped up on my news feed a second ago, but it's questioning what we think we know about it. They're proposing that the driver wasn't drunk at all.
Really?
And the I guess the conspiracy theory's always been the royal family had her off
Yeah.
because she got knocked up by Dodi Fayed, and
Yeah.
They didn't want any part of
heard
that,
that.
and
And if you watch
so-
The Crown on Netflix, I
and that's
guess,
what
and-
his dad maintained from that car wreck on Dodi Fayed's dad was insisting that the royal family had his son killed.
Yeah, and you'd hate to think that, but it is, as conspiracy theories go, to me, it is one of the more believable.
Yeah.
If you could, and then wouldn't you love to know? I mean,
I wish they just burn all the castles down. Did you see where Elon Musk tried to buy the whole thing? Like, he's just like, I'll just buy all of it. They're all broke. They're on welfare.
oh, really?
All the royals.
Well,
I mean,
they've always been on the government dole.
Yeah. They can't keep all that stuff up. And,
Yeah.
It's not. We're not.
Yeah, I
the
don't
kind
think many of the
economy-
royals are minimalists. I
No,
don't
not
think
at
they're
all.
into that. No.
Not at all. Let's take a couple calls. Grab those headphones down there, John. You can hear the callers with me as we get ready to wrap things up over here at the furniture store. We'll start with Steve over here. He's calling about this stuff. He's on line too. What's up, Steve?
Hey, dude. The whole Diane thing, you're just right talking about Dottie and everything. It's always been, oh, they didn't want a Muslim in their family, blah, blah, blah. The same sob story.
Oh, yeah.
You always hear from these people. Sick of it. And as for that, like, you were talking about the NIL earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You had the guy say pay them $50,000 each, which on paper makes sense, but you're not going to pay like a Derrick Henry type talent the same as you're going to pay a third string linebacker from Hoover or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that just doesn't work. But that's not what I called about, man. What I was calling about was there's John Cooper down in Montgomery. When the hell is that bridge company going to go down there and tell him to write them a damn check?
I'm a little more out of the loop on that story than you are, and I know you've called about it before, but yeah, I've loosely followed that controversy. Go ahead.
Well, Aldott and Kay, they were the only two people who could have stopped that project. So as far as I'm concerned, you can spell John Cooper with a K. All corruption begins with K. Aldott, corruption begins with K.
That's maybe the best line we've had on the show today. That's crazy.
Begins with K. John Cooper is a crook little turd. He cost everybody. If you live up there in Kimberly and y'all have a four-way stop that needs some lane widening and traffic lights, well, there's $9 million down the drain because that's how much they added to the price of that IC bridge. There's no doubt about it.
That's a big deal down there for sure. What else you got tonight, Steve? We're just getting late in the hour.
High school football. I'm pretty sure. I haven't really done my high school football preview, just little bits and pieces, but I'm pretty sure St. Michael's and Phillip Rivers are playing on national TV this week.
Oh, that's huge.
It's his son.
He's a coach down there now.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers is coaching down at the
His
school.
son's going to NC State, I think, right? As a quarterback.
I don't know. All I know is there were a bunch of high school ESPN games on the last few days. It's pretty amazing.
Fairhope does not need any more free publicity at all. Phillip Rivers has brought.
Well, y'all had the lady dressed like a penis that got arrested at one of the protests in Fairhope.
Or
was that Daphne?
She was from.
That's the new mascot down there.
From Colorado originally.
Still.
Go big.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, Steve. We just got a boogie, brother. I got a couple more calls. Call us next week. NIL, John, you and I old sport. We talked sports for a long time.
Yeah.
My thing, I'm so simple-minded. I'm like, okay, if you're going to pay them, but put the money in a trust. They can't tap it for 5 years until they fulfill their commitment, and let them keep a commitment like the rest of us in the free world. If you go and become an employee somewhere, they've got a right to your talent for that period of time.
Well, they've had so many court wins. I don't know how well that would stand up, but I do think, and I've said this even before NIL, go ahead and pay them. And if you want to use the STAR system or just a free agency, let the athletic directors decide what they need and how much do they need it, and that establishes the market value. And maybe you do a deferred payment or something, but that player should be academically eligible, and they pay their own tuition. You don't give scholarships anymore. They pay their tuition
that's
to attend.
Peanuts compared to some of this money.
It is. It's peanuts, but at least it establishes them as a legitimate student, just like their classmates and the people sitting up to stand. To me, right now, I mean, academically, all you got to do is play 1 year. You enter the portal. You transfer out. You don't have to attend a single class, and you could have 5 college seasons under your belt.
These are not students. They're not.
No,
students.
in no way. But if you want to
students.
Restore any credibility to the academic institution and still have good football to watch, make them attend class, and they have to. But even if you still got the portal, they don't have to attend class, but they do have to write that tuition check, and that gives them some connection to the school. Besides just taking,
some of them could start their own scholarships and pay for other people's tuition. That's a lot of money.
Well, if it was true socialism like we're headed toward, they would.
They'd
be the only ones that had any money, so they got to share the wealth. Spread the wealth.
Let's see if we can get Chris in Pell City in here real quick. He's got a traffic update. We want to make sure we put that to the top. Chris, what's up?
So if you're coming from Birmingham to Irondale on the bridge right there,
Yeah.
there is an 18-wheeler just stalled out in the right lane. So if you
Okay.
can either avoid the bridge altogether and get to Irondale, it opens right back up, or if you can get to the left lane as soon as you can, you'll move along a little bit quicker.
Well, that's a good heads up, man. We do appreciate that, especially on a Friday. Things always get weird when
everybody's getting home. Everybody's ready to get home. I was stuck in it for about 15, 20 minutes. So it's moving,
I'm looking
but
at
it's slow. Yep.
That's a good tip, man. We appreciate that, Chris. I'm looking at it on the traffic map now. There you go. Yeah, from where right before you get into Irondale on 20 outbound, it does look like it quags up all the way to the airport. And so y'all can find another way across that, get across that. It's Friday night, and the traffic patterns all change as soon as football season starts. I mean,
Yeah.
Birmingham gets weird. Like, for example, 119's got a couple of schools. If they got home games at the same time.
Reggie just hit the road to Huntsville
Yeah, he's going the other
the
way.
Walker Huntsville High game. Yeah, going the other way.
Even at this hour, this is right when the traffic load for the 7 o'clock game starts picking up. So y'all be careful out there. Give each other a little space till we figure it all out. Let me talk to you about Alabama Gold Refinery, and that's my man Steve over in Homewood. I've given this example, and the audience has responded to it well. And after all these years of talking about gold, I try to tell you in a way that even John and I can understand. But, you know, the way we come at talking about inflation and too many dollars in the system kind of gets kind of academic. Picture it in the real world. If you took $2,000 in, let's say, 2019 before COVID hit, and you laid it on one of these beautiful tables, and you had $2,000 worth of gold that you bought that same year and just sat it on the same table and let it sit there till now, that $2,000 is actually worth about $1,200.
Yeah.
It's your money's almost worth 40% less over that long period of time. That's the buying power has changed, but the gold, I don't know where it traded today, but it's been bumping 5,000. What I'm saying is it's going to hold its value, and your paper money's not.
Yeah, we're still paying the price for all those extra dollars that were printed. That's got
No
a lot
doubt.
to do with why the stock market's so inflated.
No
it's
doubt.
really
It's part of
affects
all
that,
this
too.
stuff. And everybody's talking about affordability. What are you going to do? Elect the people that caused the problem with all their spending? But anyway, Alabama Gold Refinery is over there in Homewood. If you want to get in on owning or collecting or even selling, some of you are current collectors and you've got it in forms, but every now and then you want to sell some of it, convert to cash, got something you need to buy. They're there for you. It's in bad times and inflationary times or just normal times. Once you convert whatever that is you have to invest into gold, it's going to be fine. I'm not saying sell all your stocks and liquidate your house, but have a balance. And most advisors would tell you that. Own all of these things. And some of you do, but you don't have that as part of your portfolio. A very safe and convenient place to go do all this stuff is with Steve over at AGR. He'll get you started, even if you want to start small and start building that collection. It's Alabama Gold Refinery over in Homewood, right across from that big, tall, multi-story Regions building on 29th. Tell Steve we said hey as we head toward Christmas. AGR, Alabama Gold Refinery. Back here in just a minute.
don't know if Reggie's got a commercial left or not. But
All right, it's 5:53. We're getting ready to wrap things up. Hanging out with my man John Lanius. It's so cool when we started as advertisers and we wound up being friends. I got that.
Yeah.
A lot of good folks on the show like that. John's a buddy. We actually hang and just hadn't seen you in a while because you've been as busy as me during the summer. But I'm glad you were able to come by and hang out.
Oh, I've enjoyed it, and yeah, you got to get up to the lake sometime. You just
I know. I hadn't done anything like that though. You know, when you do a trip like we did, it just soaks up any ability you have to almost do anything else for a while. So
that's the truth.
and money.
You were asking about our trip. Well, that one big trip, we really haven't gone many places. Stick around the house on the weekend, try to catch back up, and try to let the wallet heal up a little bit too.
It's your energy and your money and
That's
everything.
right. It's all of it.
Like you said, it's good to be home. Speaking of good to be home, some of y'all can do a staycation if you got a nice, beautiful swimming pool. And I'm not even exaggerating. We got the best pool builder probably it's ever been anywhere in Alabama, and that's Gary Levesque and all of his experience. This guy, 40 years ago, he told me his whole story when we first met. He started doing hardscapes. That's just, landscaping stuff. And then that led him to learn how to build pools, and he got heavily into the pool business. And pools have changed. They've gone back to becoming part of hardscapes, where people are tying all this stuff together with beautiful features and outdoor living rooms, kitchens, and outdoor, fire pits and fireplaces, and all that goes with the pool. Fire and water and the beauty of all that. Use it all year, especially in the South where we really don't get that cold. I tell them all the time. Some friends of ours invited us over to a Super Bowl party a few years ago. What is the Super Bowl? Almost late January. It was
early
outside.
February now.
They had a pool with a fireplace next to it, and we watched the game outside. It was wonderful, even in the middle of winter. Let Distinctive come get you outfitted. It starts with a good design, and this may be the best part of the company because they can really draw something out that looks like an asset on your home and not something that was just stuck on there. Don't put a cheap pool on your house. You'll regret it. You almost rather not do it. Put a nice pool on it and do it with distinctivepools.com. distinctivepools.com. Where are you off to when we get packed up here in a minute?
Well, I'm heading home, headed up to Crane Hill, Alabama, and got my brother-in-law and sister-in-law coming in for the weekend. We run a little hotel up there, and
y'all basically
keep company coming all the time, family, and it'll be good to see them. They're coming in from Auburn, and just go home and enjoy a weekend visiting with them.
How's the lake these days?
It's good. I don't know if there's a little news going on up there we can talk about sometime with the different developments, and there's still a lot of building going on. And
that got in the middle of Alabama politics too.
Yes, it did. I've talked to a couple of state reps and one senator, and I got to hand it to our local representative, Cindy Myrex. She spent about 30 minutes on the phone with me the other day, which I know her time is valuable, and discussing that Lake Vista, or I don't know what the name of the development is, but anyway, they have a ADEM permit to do some things that a lot of people at Smith Lake would like them not to do.
Well,
and
it gave her start in politics, and I really
baptism
liked her
by fire. Yeah,
I've gotten to know her over the years, and I was all about it when she decided to run. And
she's done a great job, and she's accessible, and I think will probably be a fixture around, hopefully, for us for a long time. And I told her the other day how much I appreciated her time, and she lives on the lake and, has sold real estate around there and has kind of grown up around the lake, and her kids too, and they enjoy it just like we do. And it's a beautiful resource for our area and one to be protected. And I think they're going to reach some kind of an accord that, will make folks happy and still allow them to use their land the way they want to.
This trying to grow, but achieving that balance and not spoil what's already there it's always a struggle.
Yeah, I don't want anybody coming and telling me what I can do with my property, and I sure
not at all.
And I don't want that to be the government's role. And we'll find a balance, I think, with hard work.
I agree
with our folks up
there. Speaking
of
that, I had this sort of as breaking news a little while ago, but this is Mr. Finn Church. I don't know if you've been keeping up with his fight with the power company, but they've got a public hearing on that on Wednesday. We didn't know that was going to happen, and apparently our country star John Ritz, who came on the show with us about this case, the power company's now sat down and talked to him for an hour. He got some of his questions answered. So those are positive developments. I don't know what's going to become of this 2-year fight, but we'll be on that next week, and I'm going to get Mr. Church on next week. One more time for Southern Skies before we get out of here. This is my dermatologist. I don't go to the dermatologist. John, you and I were talking about that a second ago, but it's real when you start getting our age after us. Well, we were dumb in the 80s, weren't we?
Oh, yeah. I felt like you had to get burnt 2 or 3 times to get the summer off to a good start.
Stupid. We were so stupid.
I have a big scar on my cheek from 10 days ago thanks to that. But
AJ, Rednecks, what are we going to do? But it's time for us to go get checked. Everybody go get checked at Southern Skies. This is all they do is find it and remove it. And y'all come see Lanius. By the way, southernskiesdermatology.com. Dr. Mario and the whole crew. And come on over here to Lanius this weekend. You're not going to beat these Labor Day sales and these deals. They're all over the store all the way through Labor Day if you can't quite get here now. They're ready to go. Lanius Furniture Company. Maybe I'll see. I got to come here shopping some weekend. We'll see y'all Monday.
Goodbye, AJ.